some magic. So I'll have my break here itself with Mark, and he's all set with his mind tricks or mind magics.
Hey friends, how's it going again? Please give me that double-handed wave if you can see and hear me. Good stuff. Okay, welcome back. So today I'm going to start with something that is quite odd. Today I promised you mind magic, and as you can see, I'm standing in somewhat of a strange position. I'm going to ask for a little bit of help this morning, straight off the bat. Just speaking for us a moment ago, Dalai, would you mind just unmuting for me for a second and saying a big hello?
Hello, how's it going?
Going very well, thank you. I'm going to ask you to help me with this trick, if that's okay. I just want you to choose, to begin, just say left or right.
I'm going to go with your left.
Okay, great. Here we go. So, Dalai, we've got, sorry, just left or right? You chose left, right?
Yes.
Okay. Odd or even? Because some of these are odd and some of them are even. So would you prefer odd or even?
Odd.
Odd, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's get rid of those odds. That leaves us with two options. Which one of these is your favorite?
Definitely the hearts.
The hearts. This one? And I'm afraid, again, it gets eliminated. So you chose left and left got eliminated. You chose odd and odd got eliminated. You chose hearts and hearts got eliminated, which leaves us with one sock. We've eliminated down to a single sock. You have strange taste. This is a little flowery number here. It's funny, though, because this is actually my favorite sock. These are the socks that I wear almost every day. Check this out. That is a perfect match on this side and a perfect match on this side.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence. Now that is a little something to show you that magicians can quite often, and thank you for your help, Dalai, magicians can quite often use ambiguous language to try and get into your head and fool you. So it's important that you're very clear when you make choices in a magic show about the choices that you're making. And today we're going to try not to be ambiguous as I move forward with some mind reading. Now, to begin, I have our old friends, these playing cards, all of which are, of course, different, and I'm going to give these a little bit of a shuffle. Now, over the years of shuffling cards, I've learned a couple of things. I've learned you can tell a lot about a person by the way that they shuffle. For instance, if somebody shuffles like this, that's called the overhand shuffle. That means that they're probably a beginner. If somebody takes the cards and they split them into two piles and then they weave them together like this, and once they've weaved them, they riffle them like that, that means that they might have been practicing. And if someone takes the cards and they do this, this means they probably didn't have a girlfriend until they were 25 years old. But enough about my life. We're going to have a card selected. Now, Dalai, I'm going to be very clear and give you another option here to say stop. So just give me another hello and let me know when you're back.
She may be on break.
Okay, no problem.
I can pick someone else, yep.
Ashutosh, would you mind helping me again, please, my friend?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, how's it going? I'm just going to shuffle through these cards, and whenever you like, I want you to say stop, if you could, please.
Yeah, stop.
You're happy there? Would you like to go a little bit further, or are you happy with where we stopped?
I'm happy with where we are.
Okay, I'm going to show you the card, but I'm going to face the other way. So please let me know when it's in focus and you've seen it and you know what it is. Here we go. I'm looking away. Is the card on?
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, I'm going to put that back into the pack. Very good, and we'll give these a shuffle so that I can never see what it is. Now we have the card lost in the deck. I'm going to attempt, my friend, to read your mind. So Ashutosh, all I want you to do is think, please, of the card. Do nothing else. Because, you know, I did not always want to be a magician. That is true. When I was a little kid, all I used to do was draw. Every day at school, I would draw and I would get in trouble. Then every day I went to college and I would draw. But I was art college, so I didn't get in trouble. And then eventually I went to university. And after 3 years at university, I finally graduated, true story, with a degree in art. But then I decided to give it all up and become a magician. But I want you to know that despite throwing away my degree to become a magician, my parents are still very proud of me. Okay, fine, I admit it. My parents have no idea I do this for a job. I was too embarrassed to tell them. They think I'm in prison. Okay, here we go. Ashutosh, I'm still just doing the drawing here. If you just keep thinking of that card that you selected, and I'm going to try and finish this off. Okay, good. I think I'm getting there. Ashutosh, one last little detail. Okay, I've drawn something. I hope it's going to make you happy. Would you agree that what I've drawn looks exactly like the box that your card came out of? That's better than you're expecting, right? Ashutosh, now I need to know, what was your card?
The 7 of hearts.
No, don't say it out loud. It's a mind reading trick.
I told it
We
already.
we have a little problem now in that you just told me what the card is. But don't worry, that's not your fault. I picked you, so I'll accept some of the responsibility. Instead, I'm going to try and show you something a little bit more unusual. I'd like you to just focus on this drawing, because you chose did you say the Seven of Hearts?
Yeah.
Seven of Hearts. Have you ever seen the trick where the magician takes a pack of cards and one card rises up out of the pack? Have you seen that trick?
Not exactly. I'm
No?
not a
Well,
magic
Don't worry,
guy.
you're not going to do that trick
Magic.
today.
All
But I'm going
right.
to try and do that trick with this drawing. Watch closely. I'm going to bring this in nice and close so you can see. And I'll hopefully let the light just work its way out. Here we go. You see that drawing? Watch closely. I'm going to see if we can make your card begin to rise out of this pack. Watch closely. You see something starting to happen? Even though the drawing is flat to the page, look. It looks like one card is actually rising out. It's almost like a sort of special effect. You see that? One card is rising. That's 2 hearts. I believe that makes it 4. Let's keep going. And right up there in the corner, you should just see that we did in fact find the 7 of hearts. Look at that. But that is not the end of this trick, because it would only be a great piece of magic if I could tear that drawing clean from this pad and it was a real, non-moving, actual drawing with a 7 of hearts. My friends, that is some magic. Thank you. Okay, now.
Applause.
was
Very
an
nice.
example.
Excellent job.
Thank you. Now that's a small example of you thinking that I'm going to read your mind, but in the end, not actually doing it. So magicians will again do that. I built you up to one thing and then I didn't do it. So right now, I'm going to be as unambiguous as it is possible to be. I have here a deck of playing cards, the same in fact that we just used, but they're inside of the box, and I'm not going to take them out of the box until the very last second in this trick. Let me make sure they are sealed, but I will hold them here on screen, not moving until the end of this, and I'm going to ask a few people to help me. So I'm going to ask, let's have a look, let's just click along, and I'll choose someone who's out there on the screen. Naveen, would you mind popping on for me for a second if you are there and handy?
Yeah.
Hey Naveen, so I have this deck of cards here. I'm going to ask you to, in your mind, take an invisible pack of cards. And imagine now that you are shuffling those cards. Now as you're shuffling those cards, you get clumsy, and one of those cards falls out of the pack and onto the floor. If you could pick that card up off the floor and hold it up to the camera, invisibly. Good, now everybody else that's in the chat should be looking at an invisible card. Naveen, that card, which card do you think it might be? Is it red or is it black?
It's black.
It's black. If it is a black card, it can only be a spade or a club. Is it a spade or a club?
It's club.
It's a club. And what number is it?
It's 2.
The 2 of clubs. Naveen, just for everyone else's benefit, we didn't set this up, right? I didn't ask you to choose the 2 of clubs. There's no way I could have known you would choose the 2 of clubs. You just chose it of your own accord.
Right.
Okay, turn the card over and place it back into your imaginary pack. Naveen, I want you to now imaginarily throw those cards halfway around the world. Whereabouts are you right now?
I'm in India, Mumbai.
We're in which part of India?
Mumbai.
Okay, great. Throw those cards from there all the way to here in Preston, England. It's probably about 3,000 or 4,000 miles, I believe.
Okay.
Great. They just landed. You chose the 2 of clubs. I've been holding this up to the camera the entire time with no way to cheat or change my mind. And yet as I very carefully spread through this pack at my fingertips, you will see that one card is facing the wrong way. All of the other cards face the correct way towards you, but this one's facing me. And you chose black, and then you chose clubs, and then you chose the number 2. And you're certain there's no way I could have known that?
No.
Then I do not know how we explain this.
Oh.
There it is, friends.
How's
The
that?
2 of clubs. Thank you. Now, I was born. I'm now going to show you my very favorite piece. I saved it until last. We've been together for 3 days now. I just was talking to Gavin before I came on board here, and I said, I've really loved performing for you guys. It's been such a treat to perform as far away as India too, but I'll be happy tomorrow when I'm still in bed asleep at 10 a.m. It's been great to get up early, though. I've really been productive. I told you I'm going to keep this up, but I've saved my favorite piece of magic until last, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. You see, I was born in 1985. 1985 is a great year to be born if you love movies, and I do. Everything about myself I learned from those movies. For instance, friendship I learned from Stand By Me. Triumph against adversity I learned from The Karate Kid. Romance I learned from the one and only Patrick Swayze. And adventure came from Indiana Jones. Yes, the music to all of my favorite films. But everything I learned about magic comes from my real final favorite film. That is E.T. E.T. Phone Home. I love that movie. It's not about magic, but it's got magic in it. It's that moment when Elliot's on his bicycle and he's being chased by the police, and suddenly they take off right across the front of the moon. But something else happened in the 1980s. A toy was invented, a puzzle. I'm sure you all know what it is by now. It is, of course, the Rubik's Cube, the humble Rubik's Cube, one of the world's most popular toy puzzles invented by Erno Rubik. There are 43 quintillion combinations and possibilities with this Rubik's Cube. I'll tell you how I got into the cube, though. It was actually, it was this. My wife bought me this gift. It's quite strange. It's a Rubik's Cube, but it lives inside of a jar. Check this out. There is no way that it can be solved because it's sealed in there. Even when you take the lid off, doesn't fit out through the hole, and all of the other sides are sealed up, okay? Wouldn't it be cool if I could solve this? Watch close. That would be cool, but like I said, it's impossible. Never mind. But I'm not going to solve that cube today. What I am going to do is solve this cube, the cube that I brought along and showed you at the beginning. So I'm going to need a little bit more help again, and I'm going to ask... is Peter handy? Peter Lai, are you still there, my friend? Hey, Peter. Peter, would you unmute for me and jump on for a second? Hey, Peter. Whereabouts are you calling from today, Peter?
I'm calling from Shanghai.
You're from Shanghai. Great stuff. Wow. This is truly an international conference. What time is it in Shanghai, Peter?
It's 1:44 p.m.
1:44 p.m. So you got to stay in bed a little longer than me today.
Yeah.
Peter, have you ever solved one of these before?
I can do... Yeah, I can. Well, okay. So I solve them by the tiers. I can solve the bottom and then 2 tiers, but it's giving me the hard time on the last surface.
Okay, I feel the same sometimes. That's sometimes it can come together quickly, and then the last bit can be real difficult. Peter, I'm going to ask you to mix this cube. Of course, we're virtual, so it's going to make it quite difficult. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you to choose any side to start on. So that's blue, white, green, yellow, red, or orange. And then from there, we will turn the cube once every single time. And every time we turn the cube, I'm going to ask you for 2 digits. So you can choose 2 and 4, or 1 and 3, or 1 and 4, etc. And I will turn the left and then the right, that amount of times forwards, and it'll be like you mix this in real life. So which color do you want to start on, Peter?
Start on the white side. White.
The white side? Okay, there it is. So, Peter, give me that 2-digit number.
2 digit, right?
Please.
I do 3 and 4.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to turn on 2 digits again.
2 and 2.
1, 2. 1, 2, and again, and let's just keep doing these, Peter. Just give me the 2 digits over and over.
1, 3.
1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. And last time on this side.
1, 1.
1, 1. Okay, now we have to turn this down so that you see this part, and 2 more digits.
1, 1.
1, 1, and now all the way around, finally to the orange side, and 2 more digits.
3, 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Peter, now just in case you think I've in some way manipulated this to a certain choice, just choose any of the colors and then shout me 2 numbers and we'll do whatever it is that you wanted.
The yellow.
The yellow. Okay, and what numbers?
3, 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, anything else, Peter? Are you happy with your mix?
Yeah, perfect.
You're happy with your mix. Okay. Now it is my job to try and solve this cube. It's very important that I keep it in the frame the entire time. Now this is about the magic of the movies. So in order to solve this cube, I'm going to use this, a popcorn bag. Bear with me. Watch close. Your cube, Peter, it goes down inside of that bag. It is only in there for a second, but when I bring it back out, it is completely solved. Look at that. That is a miracle, right? We really solved that thing. That is one completely solved You're not impressed. Peter, that was a test. It's your job in this, if you see me cheat, to tell everyone immediately, okay? And I know you saw me cheat then, but you laughed, you joined in, you're a good sport. But Peter, if you see me cheat from now on, you make sure you let me know. Because when I solve this cube, I want everybody to know that I did this for real. So you're going to be the eyes and ears and the spokesperson as I try and do this in real life as fast as I can. Now, the first part of solving a Rubik's Cube is studying the cube, and they say that any cube, no matter how shuffled it is, can be solved within 21 moves as long as you execute those moves perfectly. The world record for solving a Rubik's Cube is 3.4 seconds, by the way, so it will not take long for you to realize that I am not going to break that record, but I will keep trying. I will keep trying for you all. So here we go. I think I'm ready to go. Okay, here we go. Watch the cube. 3.4 seconds. I think I'm going to get close. Solved. It's pretty good, right? Don't worry, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I'm an idiot because I didn't solve the cube. But look, even though it's still mixed here and still mixed here and still mixed everywhere, what you were expecting to happen, no doubt, was that all the orange would be here and all the white would be here and all the red there and all the yellow there and all the blue there and all of the green there. But the truth is that when Peter handed me this cube, it was already perfect. When Peter finished mixing this, the way that you mixed it is exactly the right solution. Because solve doesn't always mean that it all looks the same. Sometimes it can mean that it matches a pattern you've seen before. And this one does. A pattern that nobody could change because it's sealed inside of a glass jar. Let's take a look how you did, Peter. I'm going to hold this nice and close to the camera. And remember, you made all the decisions the whole way along, and yet somehow check that out, a total match. That could only be one side though, that could be a fluke, so let's turn it. Check that out, that is two perfect sides of the cube. Let's keep going. All right, there is three perfect sides of the cube. Let's keep going. That right there is 4. I'm going to keep turning this thing and show you the top. Hopefully that is now 5. And last but not least, the moment you've waited for, Peter, a 1 in 43 quintillion chance. There it is, my friend. That is 6 perfect sides in a row. I do not know how you did it. Thank you for your applause. I appreciate it. You know what, though? There's a chance that there may be a little bit of magic left in this bag, because I made you a promise at the beginning and I have not kept that promise. So check this out. We're going to take your cube. We're going to take the bag. Everything mixed as you wished. Watch closely. That single cube is going to go inside of that bag, where it stays, by the way, at arm's length. No way for me to interfere with it or do anything strange or mess around. But provided it is in this bag, everything should be fine. Watch closely. And we did it. That, friends, is one completely solved Rubik's Cube, as I promised. I knew I would not let you down. Folks, it has been 3 days performing for you. It has been my absolute pleasure. I really hope that you've enjoyed the magic that I've brought to your conference. And thank you so much for having me. Genuinely, it has been a real pleasure to perform as far away as I find today as Shanghai and, of course, India and loads of other great places. I'm sure you're all spread around the world. So again, from me, Mark James, the magician, it has been my pleasure. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your conference. Thanks for having me, friends.
Thank you so much, Mark. That was amazing. It was mind-blowing. Mind tricks. That's awesome. Great. In fact, I will try to. In fact, from last 1 month, I'm just looking at different art forms, and I want to learn at least the basics of it. Something like painting, singing, a guitar, and magic. Some magic, maybe not as expert as Mark. Maybe it will take another 25 years for me to master that.
Well, I only started learning 3 or 4 days ago, so I think you'll be okay. I started Sunday and jumped right in on Monday.
Hope I can do that. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much, Mark. And let's move towards the next one. Okay, so there are more.